currently, there is no West Indies cricket style team for the hockey countries. But it does sound like in New York there is a West Indies style club.
You can say that. Yes. It's a West Indies team.
Do you think that a West Indies national hockey team could be beneficial?
So yes. I've at the last coaching course that I attended in Peru, I was there with a fellow coach from Trinidad and one from Guyana. And at the end of the coaching course, after you came away with a wealth of knowledge, with a drive and a renewed passion to go out there and coach and to push the sport and to develop the athletes, we were having a conversation where it just came up like, guys, why not just pool together all the resources that we have? We have 3 young coaches here, knowledgeable, around a table, with passion, with drive. We have connections now, because from this coaching course, you were able to make connections with coaches from Argentina, coaches from the US, coaches from Mexico. Why not use the resources that we have now available to us and bring something of it? Why not make the Caribbean more competitive? Because while the coaching course was going on, we were there for the Pan American Games. And you saw the level of play that these players, both male and females, teams brought. And we kept asking ourselves, what's the difference? Why aren't we there as a nation? Why aren't we there as Trinidad? Why aren't we there as Barbados? And I think it comes down to us just being real with the resources that we have available to us, the pool of players, the level of finances, and then just the coaches. So we sat there and we figured out that if we were able to combine everything, combine all the players from the different Caribbean islands, combine the coaches, combine the financial resources, then you'd find that we'd be able to make a mark, not as one island, but make a mark as West Indies, So it's a concept that has stayed with me ever since. But of course, the next block would be, well, then what? How do we get past the different challenges that this would present? Because you then have the different hockey bodies having to work things out, team selections, to funding for practices, and to get the players to be able to travel to practice as a team. So it's a dream, but I think with some thought and with the right persons behind it, it can become a reality.
There is a background. There is a prevalence of this with England, Scotland, Wales, a little bit Northern Ireland, and Great Britain. Now our women's team have greatly benefited from Charlotte Watson and Sarah Robertson from Scotland, Sarah Jones from Wales. The men's team have greatly benefited from, in my opinion, a world-class Scottish centre forward in Alan Forsyth. There's some Northern Irish fellas in there as well. But the way we've set it up, it's kind of had a talent drain towards the southeast of England. All the best Celt and Gaelic players have gone to the southeast of England because that's where the hockey is based. Would there be a similar fear for West Indies?
I don't think so, because as it is now, each of the nations have a strong sense of belonging or a sense of pride when it comes to hockey. So Jamaica has their own hockey league that's very vibrant. Barbados does an excellent job of keeping it alive. Guyana, even with their small population that they're trying to grow hockey population, they still keep it relevant. They still keep the sport relevant. So I feel because in each individual country, there's a belonging or a pride to having established hockey. I think with combining, it would only increase the base, right? Because then if you combine a West Indies team that is able to be on the world stages and perform and play with the big guns, then that would only do good for the players in the different countries, where they'll be able to want to play into the sport, they'll want to develop. So you'd find different grassroots teams. This is what I'm seeing, envisioning popping up. So the population in each of these countries, each of these islands will grow, the hockey population. So in terms of the individual teams or the individual islands suffering, I can't see it. I think only good will come of combining our resources.
Kamar Mitchell in Series 6, the Pan American Specials, he was saying financially there might be an issue because apparently it's cheaper to travel to Miami from the Caribbean than it is to travel within the Caribbean.
That is true. That is true. It's easier to go to Miami than to Jamaica, right? Such a shame. But I want to believe that with the traction that this team would have, we could get funding from even just the local airlines, or subsidized fares, because again, there's power in numbers, right? And we can move, we can create things that may not seem possible now, because we're still looking at it from an individual perspective on the current situation. But if we break past that and see the potential, then doors can open up. So it's an issue now, but again, with a combined team, doors will open up, I think.
Stronger together, basically.
Stronger together, correct.